So we are on our way to Osnabrück. We left Würzburg yesterday, did about 115, 120 miles. We've got 130 miles to go today. So we parked up in this really nice, really quiet car park, overspilled car park for a village. Listen how quiet it is, it's fantastic. We had two options. One was a motorway cafe, like a motorway Ratsplatz. We stopped there, but it was really noisy. Inevitably it was going to be noisy. And so we give it half an hour and then moved on. But this has been fantastic. Würzburg was great. We've seen better medieval towns, but thinking about it, if you're gonna do the romantic road, our recommendations would be to go and start in Würzburg, because if you start in Würzburg, it gets better all the way down until you get to Fussen. Then you get to the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Castle. So you sort of the experience gets better and better and better. Well, we did it the other way around, and we saw fantastic Fussen and the villages that you saw us up all the way up. And we finished off at Würzburg. Würzburg, like I said, when we were walking around, you know, it didn't survive the Second World War. So there's a lot of new buildings in Würzburg. There's a lot of old and new buildings mixed in, so, you know, give it credit. It's nice to look around, it's nice to be, and definitely go to Würzburg. But there are other places, more scenic old places. So I'm going to leave it from there, and I'm going to say cheerio, and we will see you in Osnabrück. So we're just heading into Osnabrück, and we're heading into Dodeside. Dodeside is where we used to live when we were based in Osnabrück. We were based in Osnabrück for 14 years in total. Well, we arrived, then 14 years later we left Germany, but we were in Paderborn, then Osnabrück. And more about that later. So as you go down here,
turn right in der Dodesheide.
We used to live in flats further on. That's where Harry Harris used to live.
They've done special new balconies on them.
Harry, if you're watching this, you used to live in there.
Well, it was further back, yeah.
Oh yeah, because he did the portraits, didn't he? Remember?
Dan and Alex.
Now there's no one coming behind us.
Oh, they've got a big play park now.
Oh, yeah,
that was never there.
Yeah.
And Paul Stableford, he used to park his car just over there.
Yeah. And our first flat was up there.
No, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, Beerbaum's.
After 200 yards, go around the roundabout and take the third exit.
And that's the one that got flooded out.
Yeah.
And then this used to be ours on the right here as well.
This is where was Alex's first ever home. Second floor up on the left. That's where we brought him back from Rintown Hospital. But our flat was just over there, and then we had one just there.
Yep.
But we used to live at 127/3.
And it says there, 127 on the wall. It's just
Can't see it, yeah. We used to park the Mondeo in the back there.
You did.
And Mark, who was our dear friend,
Mark Wood,
he used to live just over at the left-hand side here, up with those flats there.
All I've done is painted them up.
They have, and they've not changed the balconies. They've taken the brick wall off and made it look like a plastic wall.
We were supposed to move in a flat down here on the left, but it didn't work out in the end for good reason. And so we moved up the end there. And there used to be a pub called England's Gate.
It's on the other side.
But it's not this road. We'll go down there shortly.
So if you take a left now.
Yeah. Just taking my time because this road's bouncy. We haven't changed the road or anything, that's for sure.
Clear.
Still clear?
Yep.
aren't they?
Extended them.
And the church, there's a churchyard opposite us. And in that churchyard we used to walk Alex in his pram.
Yeah.
And the pram then pushchair. We've had many talks about what we're going to do, plans for the future in that churchyard, walking Alex round so he's nice and quiet.
If you just stop here.
Should we go right here?
Yeah, you can go right. Okay. Yeah,
There's no overhead, so it's a bit thin.
So that flat there, which Brandenburger Straße, we were 2/4.
I think so, yeah.
That was our flat just there.
And Inchlows?
Inch and Lisa and Madison used to live at the top up there.
A lad called KFS used to live in round here, and also BSM. Kitson, Andy Kitson used to live in them as well.
And his Remy mate.
And his Remy mate, yeah. None of these speed things were here.
No,
this was just a straight through road. And you used to be able to drive straight through here.
So we're going to have to go round to the left
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to go round to the left. I'm just watching the trees, mate.
And actually down here is where Nick Williams and Sally moved into.
Is it?
When they first arrived, they were at the Masonettes, and Daz Dunford and Penny also lived down here.
I knew about Daz, I didn't know about
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick and Sally moved into the bottom one. They had a big, massive garden.
Okay.
Oh, it's gone off. Oh no, it's not. It's all right.
These were all army houses, weren't they?
Yeah. These are Masonettes. That's had an extension on that one. So this one here, number 2, that was Nick and Sally's, and actually above there was where Daz Dunford and Penny used to live.
Uh-huh. Me too. Pop the camera. It gets a bit tree thin down here. We should be okay. Make sure you point out England's Gate.
It's on the next road, mate. In fact, I might be wrong. It might have been one of these ones that Penny and Daz Dunford lived in.
This tree's going to scrape, but we'll just take our time.
Straße.
Really good times living around here. Fantastic. Memories come flooding back now.
So if you go right
Yeah.
here, this is where England's Gate and BSM Kitson and his mate, Mimi Mac. I never remember his Mac.
Matt.
Something or other.
Are we going down there?
You can do. But one of these houses that was next door to BSM Kitson blew up, which is that one there. We can see the 2 different colours. This end one here blew up. There was just nothing left of it.
England's Gate on the left.
And that was
Where
England's Gate, the English pub that we used to go to, number 22 there.
Yes. Some good boozy times in there. I remember taking Peter and Carol there.
And Sunday lunches.
And some lunches. All back to a flat now. So we moved to Osnabrück in 1993 on the disbandment of 4-5 Field Regiment Royal Artillery. We joined 4th Regiment Royal Artillery. And and we were with Forth on and off until 2007 when we went back to England for the last time. But in between those years we had 4 years back in England, 2 as a sergeant and 2 as a warrant officer at Bovington, the driving and maintenance school down in Bovington, and also those operational tours as well. So let me add up, I think there was 2.5 years away. Where do you want to go?
Go right, that goes to Jim Blake's.
2.5 years away basically on operational tours, and that's just the 6 months. Operational tours were never just 6 months, there was always just short of 7, because it's 2 weeks to hand over and 2 weeks to take over.
And all the training before.
And all the training before, so yeah, it kind of narrows it down. Although we say, you know, we arrived in Osnabrück in 1993 and left in 2007, there's about a large chunk of years to be deducted for that really. But the memories we have are absolutely fantastic.
So Jim Blake should be here on the left hand side.
This was our local chip shop, and hopefully it's still there. Oh my word, I'm going to go left here, okay?
Yeah, that's where you need to go. And there is a pub that's just the Gramophone. We used to go out, very boozy nights out in there, and it had a pizza place.
Jim Blake's, oh my god. We might have a walk up there later. And there's a place on the right down here that you used to have to book to go to breakfast. It was that busy.
On a weekend. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet. It even has its own little brown sign showing it's Lomans.
Lomans, there you go, still the same.
Still the same, it's the same. And it's a beautiful bakery, patisserie.
So now we're going to go head down to Roberts Barracks. In fact, shall we pop into, let's go into our old house location. I need to remember how to get to it though.
Well, I can get you there, but I don't think this will be okay on the roads, maybe.
No.
Right, yeah. That goes into all the estate.
Was that ever, that wasn't Alex's school, was it?
Oh, you did go there? Yeah, it's no longer there, there's no school. It's a play park.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh my
that
word.
used to be a school.
Yeah.
It's now a big play park.
It's a fire damage shop.
Yeah, just after the bus stop.
Yeah, because we used to go to a bus route into town, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Paula Gentles and Pete used to live just up here when he was the RSM.
It's the house in the corner, wasn't it?
Two, 3 here.
2, was it? Okay. I'm going to take my time because these cobbles are wonky.
One with the solar panels on, I think. And actually, oh gosh, I can't think of his name, moved to Australia. And his brother in the same regiment.
Cosgrove.
Cosgrove used to live down there as well with Bev. Now, we had a house just up here on the right hand side, but it's in the middle of the 3 sets of houses, so probably won't be able to see it as such, but this was Daniel's first ever home. In Germany, because he was born in Dorchester.
Yeah.
But you see the Prenzlauer Berg, we lived down there, and ours was the end house on the right.
These gardens were much better kept by them, by the way.
Yeah, they were. And that's a new house. That was never there.
No.
Shall I take a walk down there?
Nah.
No. So right at the end was our house. And that's
Prenzlauer Berg.
and Shelley Donnelly and Dawes used to live just up there.
And this was my way to work every morning. I've never thought I'd be doing it in a motorhome, that's for sure.
I think Daz Houghton used to live down here as well.
Did he?
Yeah, one of these.
Yeah, seems to remember so.
And I forgive me if I've missed anybody who used to live in these places, but there's just so many names.
So many memories, isn't it?
So many memories. And the man who got the contract with the Nike, who was the PTI, he lived there, at that house there. And then if you go right here,
these are all military.
Dave Coggin and Katrina
yeah, that's right, yeah.
used to live in one of these houses along here as well.
Branny. I think Branny used to live here somewhere.
Not sure, don't think he did actually, but never mind. Go right.
Okay.
This brings us back out onto the main road.
Wow, it's a long time since I've been down here. Oh, I'm going to go down to what used to be Roberts Barracks now. There's not much of the barracks left, but when we get down there and we've set up, we'll go for a walk around and show you around.
Alison and Matt Hines used to live down there.
Yeah.
And H. Alderby and Jenny used to live down there.
Oh, okay. In fact, I didn't know that, yeah.
And just opposite us is where the Netterbad is, which was a big open door swimming pool.
Nice lows then. So if you were to go the opposite direction of where we are now, that would take you to where we spotted the flats right at the beginning of this video.
Also, it takes you to the Markhouse,
Yeah.
which is where we used to do our weekly shopping.
Sure I can remember. It has to be said that the gardens and all the grass was much better kept when the army was here.
This hasn't changed a little bit though. The road is exactly the same. The only bits that have changed is the road to the Markhouse. You can now get onto the 33 off a roundabout up there.
We'll go into Roberts Bks and probably come out for some LPG. So all we did there was turn the video off because the GoPro overheats, as you know from previous videos. But basically in front of us now is, you can see the cream colour building, that's Roberts Barracks. We've heard that there's a park up, well it's on Park for Night, that there's a park up in the old Roberts Barracks, so we're going to try and park up there and stay there. We'll give it a go. The hairdresser's on the right. Hang on, there's no road here.
No, there isn't. The road used to be there.
Okay.
Just have to go round to the right.
No, this is they've converted the back gate, haven't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I need to go right here. So Roberts Barracks was on the right hand side here. This was all the big barracks on the right hand side.
And there was railway sidings.
That's down there. They'll still be there because they were used. police places there on the right. Ironically, I think that was RMP during the day. And then
I have no idea what that is.
we'll take you for a walk around actually when we get our bearings.
So they're the old barracks blocks.
Yeah, they are.
But we're now driving probably on what was the old barracks blocks.
Yeah. I think we're driving from where the stables were, because that's the RHQ buildings there.
Yeah.
This would be the stable. See the garages there? Oh, the MT garages. They're now flats. Right, I'm going to try and park up. So for those of you who were based in Roberts Barracks in Osnabrück, you'll remember where the gym was, that's for sure. And that's us parked next to the gym. And this is now a big car park. We're going to have a walk to the front gate. But when I was the motor transport warrant officer, I used to work on the second floor up there. That was my office. And the regimental training officer was the next door. And it was Skinny Willie at the time. Captain Wilson. As Wendy's just said, that on the left hand side there was the dental centre and the med centre. The parking area for the gym, and the gym, which is now a play area.
It was only the med centre for soldiers, because those families had to use it up at Dover side.
Okay. And as we walk down here,
there used to be an open space there between the blocks, and they've now built like a through area. It was very pretty.
so when we first come in the gate, first of all you can get to the front gate, as we remember the front gate, but you can't get to it from the main road. You've got to go back near behind the gym, which is a new entrance. So I was confused when I first came in, disorientated as it were, but having spotted the gym and driven past the front gate, I'm getting my bearings again now. It has been a while and a lot's changed, but like Wendy said, she's just been chatting there, a lot's changed but a lot hasn't changed, sort of half and half really. You have to excuse my flip-flops, flippity flopping. It's really warm today and my feet were a bit sweaty.
This was my nursery.
It was. Wendy used to
Sunflowers.
run and manage a nursery on the first floor here, and on the second floor, when I was Battery Sergeant Major for 88 Arakan Battery, the second floor was where 88 Battery were based. I used to have my lads on parade on this road here to take morning parade before we'd march them in troops down to the gun park. Around the door there was painted red for Arakan. Yeah, you used to go up the stairs, along the corridor to 88 Battery.
But there were big wooden doors.
Yeah, there were big wooden doors, not a modern door. And then this part of the building here was really just going towards the guard room. On the right hand side, we used to call it, what, fourth dimension, that was it, Wendy?
Over there was the fourth dimension, yeah.
What was this side then? The cookhouse?
I don't think there was anything there.
I think it was an old cookhouse.
No. Yes, it was. No,
Yeah,
it was.
an
Yes.
old cookhouse. And the guard room used to be here, on what is now just a piece of grass. Because it used to be an extension of this building, and it was just here. And that was RHQ. The CO used to have the office on the end there, but they did a security survey one year in the mid-90s, and they said it wasn't safe at the current time for the CO to be there, so they changed it into a briefing room and then put the CO next door. There's a bit of information for you. I'm glad they've left the gates like it is, as in the fences left and right. And down there on the left, it's the old hairdressers, as people remember. Like I said before, that down there is now blocked off. You've got to get in from the Honenberg entrance, which is what I was trying to think of.
That was a house pub.
Yeah, it was a house pub, and I think that was a whorehouse there as well. So a little bit of a giveaway that used to be Barracks is on the fence there. You can see where the 4th Regiment Royal Artillery sign used to be mounted, and on the left hand side there, and the workshops weld those signs on because the Provo at the time, and you'll have to forgive me, I can't remember the name, but he actually made the 4th Regiment Royal Artillery signs left and right.
Pedestrians used to walk through these gates.
That's right, pedestrian gate. If you got caught walking through the main gate, you used to get sent around. So this is the main run through Roberts Barracks, like I said before, RHQ.
And further down was the sergeant's mess.
Yeah.
Then another block, battery block, and then there was the officers' mess right at the end.
Well,
the 5-2 battery was over the far side.
We're going to walk down this main road.
The officers' mess is still there.
So the officers' mess building, you can see at the end there. It was RHQ, then it was the warrant officers and sergeant's mess, and it was actually the Duransio's mess up in the attic.
And actually, that was a car park. We used to all park our cars on there.
Yes, yeah, we did.
It was a car park.
But this over to the left hand side, where the car park here, was the regimental square, and you weren't allowed
actually,
to.
This was the 4th dimension here,
right?
And the regimental square is just behind it.
And that there was just an old cookhouse.
And this was the main drag through.
Yeah, we're just going to walk down now. We'll walk down here. It helps me with my orientation because this is where things have started to change down here.
New houses or whatever they are.
Yeah.
So they flattened the cookhouse and they flattened the...
Yeah, cookhouse is gone.
And YMCA.
Yeah, all those two have gone. But they look like, through that gap there, they look like old sort of MT garages. Oh, it's very humid today, isn't it, Wendy? Yeah, you're going to get tired of my flip-flops in the background. I can't do much about that, I'm afraid, other than strap them to my feet. It's weird because, you know, we'd be walking down a cobbled road, and I bet you there's cobbles under this. I bet you they've just tarmacked it over. But when you get to here, this is where the road would go down to another set of battery blocks on the left hand side.
The old battery block is there still. The 5-2 battery block's still there.
No, that's Royal Engineers, mate.
Are you sure?
Yeah, down that end. When we were here, the Royal Engineers were all down that end of camp.
I'm sure 5-2 was over there, and then the engineers were down here.
You might be right.
I'm sure that was 5-2.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That could be, depending on how close it is to that fence line, it might be the 5-2 battery block, because you are right, it was down there.
And that's where Stan fell out the window and they made the battery bar in there.
But this went down to more battery accommodation running all the way down here.
So it was all along there was the battery accommodation. Then you came into the engineer side.
It's lovely to see the cobbles still here. Really nice. Oh, touch back to the past. Now this is where it starts getting confusing for me. Wendy remembers some of it better than I do. I used to work here. So the stables then, Wendy. Where were the stables? The stables were there. See, I thought the stables were down here on the left. Let's keep walking down.
New blocks.
Yeah.
From the old sidings.
No. There's a lot of change happened down here. But the camp used to go all the way back to the fence line. That was for sure. So all this has been repurposed.
And this fence line was never here. This has been put up, this has.
Yeah, yeah.
Private.
Yeah. So that might be the old stables.
Stables were kind of opposite the car park, which
Yeah,
is
they
where we
were.
are, which is
Yeah.
there, which is there.
Yeah. But the stables were not dead opposite, were they?
It was there, but this wasn't the main road coming through now. So to dig up the road,
I tell you what,
you can't follow the road
look,
properly.
they're original buildings there, because who was up there in the MT? Maybe 97 or one of the MTs were up there where those glass windows are with the MT doors, with the sort of doors below it. That was definitely an MT building down there. That was a motor transport for people who don't know what MT was. So all the Land Rovers and trucks, JCBs used to be in those garages, and then the offices above were where the vehicles were managed from. And on the left hand side there was all the, I think it was HQ battery down here, and HQ battery had all their technical vehicles over to the left hand side and all the MT vehicles over to the right hand side. Yeah, they did, mate. So we used to be over to the right hand side.
And that's the original building. They're new.
That's the workshops. Oh my word. Okay.
They're new.
No, they're not new. They are not new. They were the MT buildings. Yeah. This was the workshops. So I'm reorientated now. My word, it's difficult because the passage of time and the movement of, well, buildings and what have you. Yeah, so for those of you who are based here, you will absolutely remember this building. This was the main workshops. This is where 5.2 battery and 8.8 battery had their workshops, and the main workshops were over here, which has been knocked down. Yep, that was the main workshops on the left hand side of the through farm, and the 5.2 battery and 8.8 battery, and I think there's a bit of HQ battery on the right hand side. And as we walk down here, that was a metalsmith used to be in there, based in there, when the army had metalsmiths in every regiment, every armoured regiment anyway. That's when we had an army. Sorry, that's me being cynical. Anyway, so when we went to Bosnia in '96, we used these garages here as spray bays, and they're all kitted out. I used to bring my vehicles over here to be sprayed, because on the right hand side, just where that sort of fence line is, was the MT garages, the motor transport garages, the same build as you saw over there, exactly the same concept and exactly the same build. They lined this road all the way down here, and when I was at MT Sergeant, so where I am now, looking there, up there used to be my office, and all these garages here used to belong to me. Yep, this was used as a spray bay. English car found its way over here. So this has totally changed, because where we're looking at now was a big open gun park area for a couple of batteries over there. And here, now then, this is a bit of good history for you. I used to own this garage here. Hiya, buddy.
Alright.
Hi. We used to be based here a long time ago, obviously.
Oh really?
Yeah, when I was a regimental fleet manager, when 4th Regiment was here in Barracks,
Yeah.
this garage used to be mine.
I did.
Yeah, Roberts Bks. Yeah, I was a regimental fleet manager, and there's a rolling road in there, was there?
Oh, they're taking it out.
Okay, so there was a rolling road. This is a BFG inspection garage, but when they upgraded the BFG, so I do a YouTube video, that's all. When they upgraded the BFG, we ought to do it central in where the NAFI was. What barracks was that?
It's not Woolwich back.
Woolwich Barracks.
Yeah.
And this was given to me, and I used to hide things in there.
I've still got the sign for this.
Have you?
Yeah, well you can't tell because it's sealed off.
Would you
Are we
mind?
allowed in?
Would you mind me coming in? It's always best to ask in it in a garage.
Who's this the English car out there? Scooby?
Sorry. I'm based in Santa Laura, so.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. 2 Brown.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
Can you just tell? BFG.
in BFG inspection. There you go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I remember when it was that, and then it all got taken away, like I say, and centralised.
Yeah.
And this got given to me. I used to do something very similar than you. I used to have a Fiesta RS Turbo,
Oh really?
Conquer's condition, and it was built in here. It was built in here.
My son got it. He loved the football and everything.
Oh, VFL.
But his actual email address is I won't say it out, but VFL.
Alright.
Yeah. So it's ironic that you're doing the same to cars in here than I did for. I used to own it for about 4 years before I got caught, and then someone said, "Right, let's have that garage off you. It belongs to me now."
Yeah. I
There's
just got
loads
it.
of English cars in here. Got in the back.
They're not all just mine,
So this
but
is,
they're here as well and things like that.
Loads of you will remember this, going in sober and coming out not so sober in the Essex Club. So this lad is using this garage exactly the same as I used it all those years ago for doing cars up.
Yeah.
How good is that, eh?
A dentist and where the RFM was, no, RCMO. And then just that side was RHQ and the sergeant's mess, and then the officer's mess right at the far end.
Where the block is there,
Yeah.
Wendy used to run a crash.
Further up there.
Was it? On the bottom floor.
Right, there was a nursery.
Poston was when 2.5 was still in it.
Yeah, we were within the same time. We were in the same time as T5.
Engineers.
Yeah,
he was
T5
over
all
there.
engineer. Right, we'll leave you to it, mate.
Yeah.
It's good to have
Thank
met
you.
you.
I
Thank
think
you.
there's still a few signs and bits and bobs around it, like there, you've still got TIFF and that
Yeah,
on there, but there's not much left.
no.
And down here, you know the hangers for the 432s? that
Yes,
used to
yes,
have?
yeah.
They've actually copied them and made more of them.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So that's the one that there were.
So if you look at them all the way down,
Yeah.
3 of them have been copied, and then one of them, one of them's still original,
Okay,
but you can't tell which one it is.
we'll have a walk round. She did say that she wasn't quite sure whether they're there or not. So
Yeah, one of them, like I said, one of them's there. 3 have been copied, and then they've made the park in the middle, and I think right to the end they've made like a little monument for British Army.
Okay.
Oh, really?
We'll
Yeah,
have-
so
we'll have a walk
just
round.
behind here, the bushes follow.
So we've just walked away from the young lad, which is a bit of a chat with him. Yeah, that was so in there when I was a regimental fleet manager. There's a storeroom in there, and when the inspections used to be in the servicing bay, the servicing bay only was supposed to have a certain amount of filters for the vehicles that we've got in the regiment, all to do with, you know, economy of force. Don't stash them away, don't stack them up, don't keep them for just in case. Well, when the inspections, I used to strip out the servicing bay with loads of filters in, hide them all in there, and when the inspection team had gone, I used to move all the filters from there back into the servicing bay. I never ran out of filters. We can see the signs there: Tiffy, Corporal, Sergeant, Inspections, Tech Store. This was where the regimental fleet manager used to have his office in there, and this was a QM Tech's building. This was. And as we go from left to right, it was more garages. Then over here towards this way there was a big Dutch barn, which is a roof construction with just legs that protects the vehicles from weather conditions. and that was over there. We used to park all the drops in there. Yeah. Now we've got all this posh haulage company in here now. Because this goes all the way to the canal, over a main train line through there. So that's the attraction for that, I would expect. No, this.
Get to the siding.
Yeah, you could get all the way down to the sidings. So the sidings that Wendy's just spoke about then was where we used to put the armoured vehicles on to go on exercise and to go on operational tours. And there's what's called the sidings, which is where you load the train with whatever logistics bits and pieces you want. All the B vehicles, that's the vehicles with wheels, they used to drive from here up to, I don't know, Poland or the docks, to go to other overseas locations or to go on exercise. And we used to get on the train and sit on the train for 24, 48, 72 hours to get somewhere. So this here was where 5-2 Battery had their had their workshops. Their tiffy used to be in there, and like I said before, this was the main workshops. That sort of loading bay was never there. It just went into a main building. That's all. Looks like it's, apart from the end there, which is being bricked up, this bit here is all new.
So you see the sidings there now.
Yeah.
That then would be
So we've just been discussing there. Now we've got our orientation because of this workshops building here. We don't think that was the stables. We think the stables was at the other side of the road, and it's all been knocked down. So it's quite difficult to get your orientation sometimes when so much has changed. And it's a long time ago, and all our memory fades, don't it? So we've just come from a cafe over there. Had a beer and a Coke like you do, and just in the distance is the building we're speaking about, the workshops for the 2 or 3 small subunits in this camp. Where the new building is there, that's where the old main workshops used to be. This here is an original garage for the armoured vehicles, small armoured vehicles and B vehicles, like wheeled vehicles. And it turns out that these two here are copies. So these two never used to be here. They've been copied off this one, and I think this is where headquarters battery used to be.
So if you look at the doors, they've not copied the doors correctly.
No.
You can't clearly buy them
No.
like that. So, but yeah.
But going down here, this is where we used to load the armoured vehicles onto the rail flats, as we used to call them, and send them on the way. And this was heading towards one of the back gates of camp where the Royal Military Police used to be based. So basically we used to keep away from this part of camp. The SIB was based in the corner along with the Royal Military Police.
It's over there, that big build, the yellow building there.
Yeah.
That was the police.
Let's have a walk round there.
That was the police and the SIB.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's where Kathleen McRobbie's husband was based as an
okay.
RMP. And I used to come and do my roll run when
Oh, did you? Is that when you knew it was?
yeah. But over there was where you used to go and take your kit back.
So when
if you
did you
didn't
just
need
point
it.
into that building over there, that massive building in the distance there, that was actually in camp, so still, you know, in the boundaries of camp, even over there. And as Wendy rightly said, when you used to take your kit back, it's called wharfing in the army. But when you didn't want as much furniture in your house, it all used to be stored in there.
But look, the end of the sidings is still there.
Yeah.
That was the end of the sidings, and then you loaded from
We did?
down here on.
So as Wendy just said there, rightly said, that was the end of the sidings. And we used to drive the armoured vehicles onto the rail flaps.
No, I'm wrong, mate. I'm wrong. Look, there's the railroad. Or did it go from there and then go onto the main track?
No, we'll have a look round.
Yeah.
It is quite
I
disorienting.
might be wrong.
Let's get round here and have a look round here. So we've just walked across from that direction over there. You can still see the back of the original workshops there. And this was the SIB and the RMP were based. And actually now it's outside the fence, so we can't get to it.
And if you walk down that way, so we'll go out onto the main road and go right,
Yeah.
you still get to it.
So we've come out of what is a new gate. Yeah, it's part
They
of
used
the
to
camp.
open that
This
up.
is the what we used to call a train gate, and this led us out from the sidings
Get out! Go back in!
onto exercise. So dogs just escaped, and that's where we're going to next. So now we're not walking across. There's the McDonald's, and we've just come from down there, and that's the RMP building. There used to be another gate into camp here, and this was an entrance into camp, not used very much. It was an emergency entrance, or when you had large convoys of vehicles leaving, they used to open that gate to get everyone out in an orderly fashion rather than out the front gate, which was a bit tight. And this was a building that used to backload all your equipment and used to get stored in the big building down there. RMP to the right hand side and SIB were just down there. So SIB is like a CID for the police.
Special Investigation Bureau.
Yeah. Used to investigate all the serious crimes.
That the military committed.
Yeah. The one or two. I only ever went in that building 2 or 3 times, and that building again 5 or 6 times. So when I used to work for the regimental motor transport department, they used to have me delivering and picking up stuff all over Germany, and that's why I got my, you know, travel bug, just travelling around seeing how other people lived and where they lived and what they're up to, and did that by means of military trucks with my time spent in the motor transport, or MT, working my way up from Lance Bombardier or Lance Corporal up to Sergeant and then to Staff Sergeant. Yep, SIB. Yeah, I went in these buildings once or twice just to load on furniture, move bits and pieces around, mainly furniture from one house to another.
When they started selling off the armoured furniture because they didn't need it so much, this is where you came and you paid your Deutschmark for your
That's right.
dressing table or whatever, and that's where we got our 2 chests of drawers from.
Yeah, so the 2 chest of drawers that are going to get built in our walk-in wardrobe came from this building here, and that shrank as well in the garage.
Oh
That-
yeah?
Yeah, we've also got a storage in the garage as well, which came from here. But I think this is as far as we're going to go because, for one, that's a civilian lumber yard or logistics yard down there, so I don't want to go walking in there.
That's close.
There's been no gates so far,
Got 19.
and that's the sidings. And there's a fence going all the way across there. There was a gate there that was never ever used, and then the other side of that is a civilian road. And the basic fitness test that we had until it got stopped in 2001. They stopped doing a basic fitness test. Now they're doing another test along with the combat fitness test, which was 8 miles. Anyway, the basic fitness test was 1.5 miles, and the 1.5 miles was round camp. I think it was round camp twice, and there's a bit added on at the end, and you used to start and finish at the gym. It's a pretty obvious place to start a basic fitness test, I suppose, but there you go. But the route was out of the front gate, turn right, you keep turning right all the way down here, all the way down to the end, round by where we're parking outside of camp, round to the front gate, back in the front gate. You do 2 circuits, then back in the front gate, and then down to the gym. That was your 1.5 miles, and you had to do that in 10.5 minutes maximum. Or if you're slightly older, you had a bit more time. So you're now looking at where 2 AFA used to be, the medics and the Royal Engineers.
That was 5 batteries.
In that direction there, sorry, I've just had to cross the road. Royal Engineers and medics were in that part of camp, all being pulled down now. And we think this was a 5.2 battery block. We just had to stop filming then because you know, ended up filming a police station, which is never good. So the building you saw briefly was where 5.2 battery were, which was one of the batteries that I was in for a long time.
But this here was your hairdressers.
Yeah, across there was Neil Cook's best friend, the hairdresser, and it looks like he's still got his shop there, or something's there anyway. Wendy, is it hairdressers? I don't think it is. It doesn't look like a hairdresser's anymore. But the thing is though, it says Bartung something. I don't know if it's a hairdresser's or not. That's the officers' mess over there, or what was the officers' mess, and all this here was garden when we were based here. Yeah, the officers' mess. And the officers' mess used to have a pond, not as big as the one in 26th Regiment in Gutterslow, but the pond was at the back. I'll walk down here one day.
Definitely 5.2.
Yeah.
Officers' mess.
Yeah. Nice that the fence is still in place. It's not, it's been taken down around the main road, but it's nice that it's still in place here. I've done some waitering on in that officer's mess. And then that was, you were able to get in there. That was actually the main way in and out. Pete Gentle's RSM, if you're watching this, get a load of these weeds. So if you didn't get that off of the main road, that was this is the main way, or was the main way to camp, with another, we used to call them crash gates. Basically they're emergency entrances and exits to camp, just in case something was to happen at the main gate, an incident. But that was never ever used, and actually it was all hessianed up and chained up. The people that used to work there, including myself and the soldiers, used to use that door there. That's the back gate. That's the tradesman's entrance to the officers' mess, or was. And then from the officers' mess used to be all the barrack blocks.
Is this not Sergeant's mess?
No, Sergeant's mess was the next one. In here was the training wing at the top, followed by the Journsios, followed by mess annex accommodation. So additional accommodation for the sergeants and warrant officers in times when they needed it. There was other bits and pieces going in that building as well, but I can't remember what it was. These buildings were never connected. The next building along was the RHQ, regimental headquarters, and again there was things happening in the top floor and the middle floor that you know,
So where was your
I wasn't
sergeant's
aware
mess
of.
then?
Sergeant's mess was
Right in. Because we used to upset these people.
yeah. So the sergeant's mess must have been in the bottom floor here. Yeah, this is the sergeant's mess. And RHQ was the next building along. Yeah, sorry. It's quite hard to remember. That was a battery accommodation. This was the sergeant's mess and the GNCO's mess above it. And the next one down was the RHQ building next to the front gate. That's the order that they were in. And when sergeant's mess had functions in there, we used to have to, the police used to come round if the music was playing too loud, because these people over here used to complain at the noise.
But to stop the police happening, we used to pay them money
Yeah,
to not complain,
yeah,
but warn them off when the functions were happening.
yeah. And the sergeant's mess in there. So when I was promoted to sergeant in 1997, I was promoted to sergeant into this sergeant's mess. And my lasting memory of the sergeant's mess here was because the roof was quite low, and in those days you used to smoke in the mess, and one of the sort of traditions was to have cigars during the port, and it got to a stage where the room was just thick with cigar smoke, and you struggled to see the person doing the speech. It was really bad.
You had your Pearson's room in one of these.
Yeah,
In the rafters. And there was a changing room up there.
yeah, there was, yeah. So we started by the front gate, and we're going to finish by the front gate. I apologise to those people who have a better understanding of Roberts Barracks and how it was laid out, but this is how we remember it. If we were wrong, that's, you know, we were wrong. We apologise for that. It's difficult to make out what was once here and what is still here and what has changed. But and it was a long time ago as well. But there you go, Roberts Barracks. It was based here from 1993 to 2007, with gaps in between for tours back in the UK on 2 occasions for 2 years each, and also fall operational tours. So from Roberts Barracks, Osnabrück, thanks for watching. So here we are in Osnabrück town centre. This brings back memories. Just got off the bus there, and this is heading down the main street now.
Die wir dir weitergeben wollen. In 1. Johannes 1,9
So,
heißt es, wenn wir unsere Sünden bekennen, so ist er treu und gerecht und er vergibt dir und reinigt dich von aller Ungerechtigkeit.
We're gonna stop off and get something to drink.
Wenn du deine Sünden bekannt hast, dem
You know,
Herrn,
we're gonna explore Osnabrück town
wenn
centre.
du diesen Frieden
So we started off down the high street, and the first thing we've bought is shoes from Dykeman's.
They were a good price.
There they are, very, very good price.
£16.
£16 for a pair of Birkenstocks.
Birkin Osnabrucks.
Birkin Stallbrothers. It's like we used to buy Reeboks from Oman or abroad. They weren't called Reebok, they were called Reebod. If you look quick enough, you thought you were buying Reeboks.
Calvin Klein things, and the only thing that was wrong with them was the button, because Calvin Klein didn't do two-tone button.
Yeah.
Cheapo shop.
Yeah.
Used to get. That's where we got Daniel's little scooter thing from.
It was, wasn't it?
It's okay.
Time to get run over. Should we go over there? Or should we wander up there?
I think this way, because that's going
Up
back
there?
to the outside of town, isn't it?
Okay.
So, take a photograph of that as well. I like the water.
So it's a Saturday in Osnabrück, and actually it's quite quiet really to wander up the town. It does feel weird after all these years getting the bus into town. Nothing much has changed in town, but on the way to town there's a couple of old areas that are getting redeveloped. I mean, it's been a while. So like I said, 2007 is the last time. So June 2007 was the last time that Wendy and I were in Osnabrück. It's quite a long time ago. But it is nice. We like Osnabrück and Paderborn. We're going to go to Paderborn next. Should we go down there?
Yeah, so
A few cafes on the right.
That,
So we used to go to Barcelona, which is just there, for breakfasts in the morning. And this is where the Christmas market used to come down. Oh, probably still does actually. But this is a really nice place just to chill out. And it's so warm today. 32 degrees, I'm led to believe. That's what the barman's just told us. Too hot to work, that's for sure.
we're in Bar Extra Black.
What?
We're at Bar Extra Black.
Oh, Bar Extra Black, is that where we were, was it?
Yeah.
And up here was, like I say, was where our Christmas market was all spread out, or it will be.
On the right hand side.
So Wendy's going to tell you what's happening around here. What am I pointing at now?
So to the right here is the old theatre,
Yeah.
where you can go and see plays and whatever else. But here we used to come, and upstairs you could have ice cream and everything, and there's a walkway through that has lots of shops and stuff, but this also is good for the ice cream. And the market on a Saturday was here, but also this is where the Christmas market is normally held.
Nice.
So we used to get off the bus just down there, and then the market was in this square bit here, and then all the way up through town.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a protest on today. Just a small one. I'm not going to comment on that for obvious reasons. Let's just enjoy the ambience of this lovely German city. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the church and have a quick look inside. Never been here before, so that's the first. There was a lovely restaurant down there called Marido's. It's a steak restaurant, and this was a bustling Christmas fair. It's nice and cool in here. I've never been here before. This is lovely, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I just don't mind. Wendy's keen to have the floor in here for her kitchen. So we've now come out of the church. Not that one, but that splendid church there. I've now spotted a fat bob. Can't walk past a fat bob without pointing it out. And actually,
Like his,
it is the same colour as mine.
I like his.
Yeah. That is the same colour as mine, except mine's got a lot more modifications on it. Lovely beastie, innit? Mine's got the short shots on it. Same paintwork though. Yeah, lovely. Should we go up here?
Yeah. There's a hen party.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Poor girl.
So one of our cups that we have in a cupboard,
Yeah.
this is where we paid a deposit and we're able to keep it for
Oh,
the diner.
I remember having a meal down here, and I remember having a photograph taken down here.
But down here was Merido's, which
Yeah.
I don't think is here anymore.
So I've got a picture.
The rat house.
Yeah, of Osnabrück with the regiment in front of it, and it's in front of the rat house. I'm not quite sure what year it was.
Long way out.
I think John Young had something to do with organising it, if I remember rightly. John, if you're watching this, I remember it very well. We've had a couple of meals down here, I remember. Steakhouse just up here.
So it's gone. No longer here.
Yeah. It's gone, is it? But Merido's wasn't up here. Up here? Oh yeah, because we used to go from the other side, didn't we? Osnabrück Rat House, or Town Hall, with an amazing cathedral. And all these lovely food stalls. Makes me hungry. I'm trying to save my appetite now for my gyros for tonight's dinner. Wendy's still in search. Wendy's still in search of a steakhouse.
There. We used to be able to get through into there.
Okay. So it's gone then, is it?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Street
Yeah,
food.
it says the opening there. Yeah. Things change.
Yeah. Just sad. Things move on.
Yeah. So we wandered up from the rat house, which is up this road here, and we've just literally finished at this bar here, and another memorable pub around here called a Zwiebeln. Used to be an officers' pub when we were in Osnabrück, and only officers were allowed in it, and they used to be able to tell the difference between officers and soldiers and kick you out. if they thought you were a soldier, because they wanted to reserve it for officers only. There was another pub as well which I can't remember, but it was definitely the Zwiebeln. I think it was that one there. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I kind of remember it on that side of the road, but yeah, there's Zwiebeln. Yep, many a time we've tried to get into there, to be told you're a soldier, get out, find somewhere else. Bit, I don't know actually.
I think that might have been the other one.
Yeah, they were very close together. Can't remember though. So we're going to walk out of Osnabrück now, out of the town centre, and we're going to get a bus or our coach, and we're going to go back to the motorhome. Very grand gates that, isn't it? It's a lovely town, it really is. We really liked Osnabrück. Do you want to go back in there, do you, Wendy? Really nice. So that's us now leaving Roberts Barracks. Had a great couple of nights here, really quiet couple of nights. Just
Turn
enough time
right,
to
then at
walk
the end
around
of
the
road,
place,
Turn left.
get to know the place again, and just
Turn left.
have a bit of nostalgia, really.
Straße.
It was quite confusing to begin with where things were, or things had moved, but now less so. You get your head around the layout, where everything was, and it's been quite a while since we actually were here anyway, so that didn't help. So we're going to leave by the front gate. So I'm going to turn left up here and leave by the original Roberts Barracks front gate. This would have all been cobbled.
And that's where the fourth dimension, and then the cookhouse would have been over there.
Yeah. RHQ to the right.
RHQ.
Garden to the left.
88 battery.
Where would you want me to stop?
Just, yeah, in
We're
the
going to stop
gates.
for a photograph now. Just here?
A little bit closer to the... Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. So we're going to stop for a bit of a photograph now. Made some lovely memories in Roberts Barracks. Fantastic memories. Like I say, I went from Lance Bombardier to WO2 on and off in this barracks. It's got a lot of happy memories for me, family memories, you know. Oh, sorry, I've just got to get out the photograph. In fact, I'm going to do a taking you, taking me. Here we go. Quite sharp. So here we go. We're now going to go to Woolwich Barracks, which was the old Naffy, just for a ride past. And we're going to go to the Netterbad to dump off some grey water and to pick up some more fresh water, because we had showers last night again because it was red hot. And then we're going to be on our way to Paderborn. But yeah, lots and lots of happy memories from Roberts Barracks. Alex was brought up around here, as was Daniel. Good times. But those good times come and those good times go, but they'll never be forgotten. Never be forgotten. And it's quite sympathetic how they've left some of the main buildings just to keep a finger hold on time and history. Wendy's just going RHQ, she must be in the shit. Right, I'll leave it at that. And from Roberts Barracks, from a lovely nostalgic walk down memory lane. And Osnabrück. We will see you later. So we're just driving through the end of Doderside, and that's the old Imphal Barracks Naffy on the left there. This obviously roundabout was never here, it was just straight over. But Imphal Barracks, poor old Imphal Barracks, looks like it's totally gone. I'm just going to leave this to Wendy.
Oh, it's all gone into a single road down there. So this, where the red thing was where the guardroom was.
It was, yeah.
And all that over there, where the soakaway is now, was all buildings and...
But it makes sense as a soakaway, and actually it's quite good there's a soakaway there, because the first place in Osnabrück we were in was Barracks, and we were flooded out because the amount of water that comes down from the top down there, down the range road. So that stopped all that flooding now, all these years ago. All these years
Still
later.
an original building there, that was a nursery.
But all this was barracks, mate. All this is where you used to. Left up here was the workshops, the base workshops, where you used to get all the textiles done. As MT sergeant, or transport
After
sergeant.
100 yards, turn right.
They used to call me textiles too.
Turn right.
And on the right hand side was a tank regiment.
Turn right, then turn right.
Still some of the buildings left. Was that not the,
that's
the church was up there, wasn't it?
Let's have a look.
Garrison Church.
But this, as far as, mind you, this was a big barracks. It was huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
It's where the medical centre was, and you went round that, if you can go round there, then
After
the
300
church
yards,
was just
turn
round there.
around when possible.
And that's where we used to have fireworks display, over on the grass over there.
The church is gone.
Yeah, church is gone. I remember that building in there.
Yeah, 'cause it used to be a
Yeah.
semicircle.
This is where the textiles place was, round here on the right hand side.
Yeah.
There were old buildings back then, you know, really old actually. I'm going to turn around quickly. In
Yeah.
fact, I think I can get out that way. Maybe there might be a curb at this end, so.
No, I think you're okay. Oh, you might not be okay. This is an original road, though.
Yeah. Piece of the tank park. There's a bit of a curb, but not much.
Sergeant's Mess used to be here somewhere as well, that I used to work for.
Well, there's a curb here, Wendy.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my time to get down here. There's no point going right because there's nothing left. But we'll go left again.
It's just like parkland now, which is quite nice actually.
Barracks. So, like I said before, there's the workshops here. Garrison Church was here.
Tuatha were here.
Tuatha was here, and down the bottom was a tank regiment that I really can't remember the name of, but it was a.
Because Glenn Soames worked as the reaming man here, when he was the workshops OC or something.
Was he?
After 200 yards, turn right, Lisa Heinstrasse.
This
It
is,
can't have been OC, can it? It must have been Tiffy or something like that.
I don't know. We know it's W1, so it might have been like a RSM or something.
It was workshops.
Yeah, workshops.
Turn right.
Workshops this side, the old road down there, the Naffy. We used to walk out our back gate, and sometimes when security went up, you had to walk all around into the Naffy. Other times you can walk straight.
And that's the old road that we used to come down. Down there to the Marlborough School. This road's not changed.
This old tank was the same. barracks where Dawes was, I can't remember the name of that barracks. Belfast Barracks.
Wellington.
Well, was it Wellington Barracks? Anyway.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was Duke of Boots that were in there,
Yeah.
so Wellingtons.
Their front gates are still there, as are Woolwich Barracks front gates as well. Right.
And all the houses at Kleiner London are still there, exactly the same. Kleiner Moscow's houses are still the same, just they've not looked after them like we did. And this road hasn't changed a bit. We used to walk down there, and if Alison, you're watching, do you remember walking around that bit with Josh reaming his head off in his pram?